Test, test, test. Are we live? Hello, guys. Well, hello, anybody watching the replay. I doubt anybody tuned in that quickly that's attending the live, but hello. I'm going to wait for probably 5 minutes and let some more people trickle in. And I need to send an email, actually, to the course and let everybody know that we're live. So give me a minute to do that. I don't see it working in Facebook. There we go. Hey guys, let me know in chat if you can hear me. Make sure this is working. Cool. Great. Hey Mitchell, hey Ryan. Glad you guys could make it. I'm going to send this email out and then we should be good to go. Perfect. So how are your guys' sales? How have they been this week? I feel like a lot of, well, I guess this week we're like 2 days in. It's Tuesday. But any good Christmas sales yesterday or Sunday? I feel like a lot of Christmas shopping picks up like this week. So I feel like this will be a good week too. Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Those are always big days for Amazon merch at a minimum, but typically across the board. All right. Flooding. Hey, Michael. Glad you guys could join. Hey, Adam. Cool. Got one more email to send. Yeah, the other day I had a, what was it? I think I had like $130 profit day from Amazon merch. Where can I find it? Actually, I think I might have put it on my Instagram. Let me see. It was from like 2 days ago. Yeah, I did $134 in royalties in like 1 day, 2 days ago. Yeah, I'm shifting from political to Christmas as well, Mitchell. The political stuff sold really well for like a week, and it's kind of like slowed down a little bit now. People probably like over their personal limits for politics. At least I know I am. Way over. All right. Cool. Got the emails out. Prepping one last thing for, so what I'm going to show you guys too is we're going to talk, the basics, like the full process of, what is it? I mean, print on demand as far as how to be successful. We're going to tailor it towards the fourth quarter, but what we're going to show in this video or in this live stream is stuff that you can, it's the whole process. So you should be able to like copy paste this as we move forward into 2021 and beyond, and kind of take this approach and use it to make sales for really any niche, not just fourth quarter. 2 sales yesterday, no sales 5 days before that. Damn. All right. Well, we're gonna fix that. Don't worry. Just use what we go over today. Seriously, this is gonna be good. Claudine, one of my political designs, still selling well. Nice. I'm glad to hear that. Not even at a third of your October sales. Wow. So you must have done well with Halloween at least. for me, what's been big this month has been political hats, guys. Like, hopefully it doesn't come as news to anybody, but since Trump like came around, people really started wearing their opinions about politics on their heads, not just on their shirts. So sell some hats. You know what I mean? Sell them on Etsy, sell them on Amazon. If you just hit those two marketplaces with political hats, you can make some money. There's no real secret. Like everything I show in the course, the print on demand course is everything I do. I don't have like any secret sauce beyond that. I'm just consistent though, like I'll take a good design and I'll put it on all of the main hats that you can sell. So that way I get more coverage. Mainly Halloween and debate shirts. Okay, yeah. I missed the boat on the debate shirts because I didn't watch it at my computer. And then I just feel like after that, it was like if I didn't get them up early, it just wasn't happening. So I did not really get any debate sales. But you know what? I called it though that there would be some money made from the debates. I just didn't make any myself. All right, let's see. 11:06. I think we're pretty good to get started. We got a couple people in the merch Facebook group, a couple people in the print on demand Facebook group attending. Probably a lot of people catching the replay, so no harm done there. All right. So let me share my screen. All right, so hopefully you guys can see my screen now. This is the Q4 holiday live stream, and we're not going to do anything overly complicated. It's not my intention to make this harder than it needs to be. Very often you can make some money by just keeping it simple. But what I'm going to show you is more than just the basics. Like I'm going to show you how I approach things like Christmas designs. And this is not just tailored to Amazon merch, because if you're in like a low tier of Amazon merch and you have limited upload slots, what I'm going to show may not be fully optimized for or fully optimal for you. But because we know that we can take those Amazon merch designs and list them on, at a minimum, Printful Etsy integration and Redbubble, like at a minimum, get those done. This should apply to you. So what I'm going to show. All right. So, oh man, got a little bit of like a headache, too much like light going on, or maybe it's the light through the window, but either way, I'll be all right. Okay. So to get started, we're going to talk niche research. This is where it all starts. This does not make or break you, but it can make or break you if you do it like in a really poor way. Like you can't sell something that isn't validated. And what do I mean by validated? I mean, this is how I personally do it. Install DS Amazon Quick View, a free Chrome extension. All right. Install this. And when you have this installed, it allows you to come to Amazon. And I like to use my search merch tool because I'm usually optimizing my approach for Amazon merch, where Amazon merch is the highest earning potential of any print on demand platform. So here, what I do is, provide any seed keywords. It could be as simple as just Christmas. And if you see the orca whales, by the way, it's weird. Why does it say 70,000 results and it starts with an orca whale? 1 sec. Ugh. Wake up, man. My eyes. I need to splash some water on my face. All right. So when you see the orca whale, that's because the hidden keywords we have to pass in for the search merch tool, it involves the word orca, just so you guys know. So that's why you might see like a whale for some reason, but you can just ignore those. All right. That's just part of the requirement to make this work for filtering out the non-Amazon merch t-shirts. And it looks like that's weird. There's a bunch of cat shirts, but I guess people are buying that as Christmas gifts maybe. But either way, you can provide the seed word Christmas. What I like to do is maybe put like funny Christmas or funny Christmas 2020. Now you can use like paid tools if you want, but it's completely not necessary. So this is really what I would do personally, is come in here and type funny Christmas 2020 and aim to make some Christmas shirts with that 2020 spin. I'm going to show you how well we can do this. But first, like I said, validation. So with DS Amazon Quick View, we have this BSR visible to us in search results underneath the products. So hopefully by now, everybody's got that kind of like locked on, that DS Amazon Quick View is making our lives very easy. It's free, and it's, you know, the easiest way to validate an idea. Notice I didn't type in anything long tail. Like I didn't look for sub niches for Christmas 2020. I just want high level Christmas 2020. I'm going to show you why when we get to design. All right. So we've got a handful of niches here. We've looked at 2 rows of shirts and we can see like 2020 Merry Christmas, but it's got like the toilet paper and whatnot. 2020 is elfed up. Another good example there. 2020 made me snap with the gingerbread man. Quarantine. Careful with quarantine on your shirts. You know, like Amazon merch doesn't want you doing like human tragedy. So it looks like you can get away with quarantine, but be very careful about like your keyword selection and triggering the algorithm for a rejection. For instance, don't put COVID in your keywords. All right. So as far as niche research goes, depending on how many upload slots you have and where you're uploading to, right? Because if it's Amazon merch, if you're in tier 100, you need to be more mindful about how you spend your slots. But if you're uploading to Redbubble and you have 50 upload slots a day, you don't need to be as mindful. So take that into account. Like with Etsy, for instance, this is the best time of year to be selling anywhere, including Etsy. So if you don't want to like put too many listings on the platform because you pay the 20 cents, well, at a minimum, don't put on auto renew and list a bunch of good Christmas shirts so that they stay up for 3 months and then let them expire, you know, and you can do the same thing next year, you know, but right now is when you really reap the reward for the work you put in throughout the year, hopefully, you know, like I've every year, if it's outside the 4th quarter, I'm always thinking like all of this work I'm doing is going to pay off so much in November, December. So that's sort of my perspective. So I'm not digging too deep into these niches as far as validation goes. I just want to see that there's demand. And then what I'm going to do is we are going to create a Christmas template so that we can enter all of these niches very quickly, very easily with high quality designs. That way with Amazon merch, we can just upload our favorite ones and you can do the extra niche research and niche validation. But with the other platforms, literally anywhere that doesn't restrict your upload slots, we can very quickly, very easily, very efficiently create Christmas shirts and Christmas designs that you can put anywhere, really. So hopefully that sounds good to you guys. This is not just something I prepped for the live stream. This is literally how I do it. You know, I'm always thinking like, can I scale it out a little bit and get a little bit more bang for my buck? And in this case, it's not really my buck. It's my time that I invested. So for niche research, again, high level recap, all we're really going to do is DS Amazon Quick View, search merch tool, and then just scan through the results. So funny Christmas 2020 are the keywords that I'm going to target as my primaries. So I'm going to close primary Christmas and I'm going to close Christmas. All right. And we're going to use this and we're going to go from page 1 probably into page 2. I'm going to show you how we can enter pretty much all of these niches. If you have any questions along the way, by the way, please feel free to ask. I'll do my best to answer them as we go. But niche research, I'm going to put a check mark by that unless you have further questions. I mean, this is really, it doesn't have to be complicated, and always tailor your strategy to the marketplace we're posting to. And ideally post to multiple marketplaces at a minimum. Like I said, Amazon merch, Etsy Printful, Redbubble. By the way, I'm glossing over Amazon Seller Central because I know for some reason that's like a point of contention for a lot of people. Like not everybody's on there, which by the way, just creates more opportunity for those of you that do get on there. If you can get on the Printful and Amazon integration, Seller Central, absolutely post there. I dropped a video on YouTube last night talking about pricing products there. I revealed that my Printful Amazon sales for the last 6 months include $14,000 profit. And I mean, guys, like, you know, I'm a busy person, but the little time that I spend doing that is reaping 14K. You know what I mean? Like that's if I can do it with the little time I have, like, I know you guys can do it. And I'm using, again, simplistic approach for the most part. So please take advantage. Even if you're not selling anything other than your designs that we're going to show how to create in this video, it's okay to list them on an Amazon merch t-shirt and then on a Seller Central t-shirt. It's okay to do that. What you don't want to do is duplicate Seller Central listings. That will get you in trouble. So don't duplicate Seller Central listings, But you can duplicate merch listings because, again, they're sold by Amazon, whereas Seller Central listings are sold by who? By you, right? So that's different. Sold by Amazon, okay. Sold by you, different. And Amazon's not tying the two together. So it's okay to double your coverage by posting the t-shirt through merch and then through the Printful Seller Central integration. In the YouTube video I dropped last night, I talked about how even if you sell a Gildan 64,000 t-shirt, which is my favorite from Printful, for $13.07, which is the minimum you can list through Seller Central or through Amazon merch, sorry, you still make $2 and change profit per sale. So, you know, it's still worth doing in my opinion, even if you price them that low. I would try to price more competitively or at a better number. 1307 just feels random. I would either do like $12.99 and undercut merch, or most likely I would do like $14.99 plus, you know, plus shipping on top of that. So, all right. Any questions so far? Nope. All right, let's move on. So niche research, we're keeping it simple. Design. This is where we're going to spend some time here. All right. But design, again, I don't want to overcomplicate any of this stuff. I want to keep it simple if it can be kept simple. So real quick, I wanted to let you guys know that if you want to keep design as simple as possible, there is this website, All Sunsets, that I use all the time that has pre-made sunset, like the vintage retro sunset graphics. And all I did was I logged in and I searched for the word Christmas up there in the top left corner. And you can see that they've got about 3 pages of Christmas themed sunset designs that you can use very easily, especially with the approach that I'm going to show you in this video for creating a Christmas template. But again, because All Sunsets cost money, even though it's only $27 for a year, it costs money. So I'm not forcing anybody to spend money. I just wanted to put that out there. All right. So All Sunsets is out there. Also, Vexels. I use Vexels. I'm only sharing what I know. You know, I'm not going to share services that I don't use. So between All Sunsets and Vexels, and the third option, which is public domain vectors, which is completely free, and we'll get to that in a second. But I just wanted to let you know Vexels is also a really good option. And also, what I really love Vexels for, what I primarily use Vexels for, is patterns. Okay. So you can type in like Christmas, and I'm sure there's going to be at least a good Christmas pattern or two in here. Look at this. By the way, they have print ready designs made for you. So look at how they have like the Christmas unicorn design that you could throw up. It's already ready to be sold. But let's see, Christmas patterns. Come on, Vexels, don't make me look bad. Christmas pattern. Here we go, Christmas patterns. So if you don't sell any all over print stuff, consider it. You know, it can be sold on Redbubble, by the way. It can be sold on, you know, the Christmas pattern collection. I mean, check this out. Look at that. You can even use the Christmas pattern collections. And then, I mean, this would take more time, but you could customize these, you know, put your own spin on them. There's a couple different ways you could do that. You could even tweak the color scheme. Like you can go into Photoshop and go to image, adjustments, color, and you can kind of tweak the colors and make like a neon retro Christmas sweater pattern using these patterns. Just tweak the colors. So just wanted to let you know Vexels is also out there as an option, and you love Vexels. Good to know. Mitchell loves Vexels. Sorry, I can't see your name through the StreamYard. Yeah, like what I really love Vexels for primarily is the patterns, but I mean, they've also got like a great library of stuff. Whoops. As you can see here. But piggybacking off of what I'm talking about right now, we all know what sells best in Christmas. We're not gonna say what sells best, but what sells really well. Christmas sweaters, right? Funny Christmas sweaters, etc. And I want to show you how we can tap the funny Christmas sweater niche by creating a Christmas sweater template using free graphic design assets from public domain vectors. And we can all create our own unique one, right? So that there's no overlap here, but we can use the same approach. We can do it extremely easily. Like I'm going to show you how easily. It's basically drag and drop. So what I did here is I came to publicdomainvectors.org, which is in the course, by the way. It doesn't matter if you're in my merch course or my print on demand course. This is something I don't share publicly. I only keep it for the course members, but you can come here and then you can come to the design modules. And where is it? There's so many modules. Design using pre-made graphics. And then just scroll down or watch the video at the top. And you can see here, public domain vectors is linked right there. And by the way, I'm going to redo a bunch of these lectures to make it kind of easier to navigate. Like all of this text that I put beneath the videos kind of pushes things down. And I know that if you guys don't watch the videos, you might have missed that. So public domain vectors is a really important one. And it's in both courses. It's in the dropship print on demand course as well. But it's literally like, it's completely free. And it's got just such a massive library of vector graphics that you can use in your designs. I mean, 729 pages of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 by 10. So 90 times 726 or 729. 65,000, free vector graphics. So leverage this website, guys. So here is what I wanted to show you. This is just me, doing it the way I would do it and sharing exactly how I would do it with you guys. So I go to Photoshop here. And the first thing I'm going to do before we even start building our Christmas template is I want to, and you know what, I'll full screen and I will zoom a bit. First thing I want to do is optimize for Christmas colors, meaning when we create our listings, I do not want to be selling on a black t-shirt. So when I'm pushing to Amazon merch, I'm not even going to select black as a color. Okay. I'm not going to do that because we know if you select black as a color, the primary thumbnail in search results is going to be black. And this is Christmas and we want to stand out. We want to be different. We're going to either use green or red, at least in my mind. That's how I want to do it. Okay. So what I did is I went to Amazon merch and I screenshotted the green shirt and the red shirt. Okay. And that's the forest green shirt. I like the darker one. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to eyedrop tool, grab that color red. Then I'm going to create a new layer and I'm going to paint bucket it and create red. Okay. So now we have the actual Amazon merch shirt color to optimize our design for. In addition to that, I'm going to do the same thing for green. And I'm going to fill it in. There we go. So we have our Christmas green, Christmas red. Now we're ready to go. And by the way, when I post these, depending on how many upload slots you have, guys, if you have slots to spare, and I mean, I'm talking about Amazon merch. Keep in mind, like if this is Redbubble, you can post these twice. You can literally take these designs, create a template on Redbubble for green as your primary color, and then post a green version. Then create a separate template for red as your primary color. And you can take the same design, post it twice. On Amazon merch, same thing. Make a green listing, make a red listing, all right? On Etsy, if you're using Printful, there's no green and red shirt for the Gildan 64,000. So you may need to post to the Bella Canvas 3001, but that's okay. It's just going to eat into your margins a little bit more. Or maybe you use the Gildan 64,000 and just use the white shirt. I mean, you can use the white shirt. That works as long as you optimize for it in your template. So let's use red to start. And here's what I wanted to show you that I created. So I went to public domain vectors and I searched for Christmas tree and I found one that I like. Downloaded it, done. I searched for snowman, found one that I like, done. Found a reindeer silhouette. And what I ended up doing with the silhouette is I edited the graphic here a little bit. I filled it in and then I made a little red nose for Rudolph. I mean, that's, if you need me to show you guys how I did that, I can. Otherwise, it's pretty simple. So downloaded that. Santa Claus, downloaded that, no problem. Gift, a present. I did that. And then also, because the 2020 spin on things is so common, and you can even see, look at this, Shutterstock is selling a 2020 vector. So if you don't want to do it yourself, I mean, just come to Shutterstock and pay however much they're charging for this. How much are they going to charge? Are they going to tell me? I would honestly consider really like either paying for one or making your own. But what I just wanted to show you real quick is like how easily you can make your own. So like the toilet paper here, literally just drag and drop, get the text tool, change the color to white, and font a lot bigger. I don't know if I like that. I might use like Railway. Let's see if Railway is going to work. Yeah, maybe not the best. Let's see. Oh, man, sometimes I forget the name of fonts. There's one that I'm thinking of specifically. I think it starts with an E, not Edmund. What is the font? I'm trying to think of the font that they use. It's like very similar to the Supreme logo. I think that would look really good with this. I just cannot remember. Let me Google it real quick. Supreme logo font. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm not trying to rip off Supreme or anything. I just like the way that font looks for yeah, I can show you how to do embroidery hats. I will show you how to do that in a second. When we finish this. All right, where did that 2 go? I changed the font and then it just disappeared off the screen. Or is it because the letter is too large? Yeah. Okay. So I would really suggest, if you haven't done this already, like either making your own 2020 here, something similar to this, or just paying for, you know, one that's pre-made. But just have one that looks half decent. And you know, because it's so easy to take a good design and then put the 2020 spin on it by just copy pasting the 2020 toilet paper. You know what I mean? You guys have seen this before a bunch of times. All right. So what I really wanted to show was, let's make a Christmas template here. And all you really have to do is drag and drop these into your, and it could be Canva, it could be Photopea, it could be Photoshop. It's literally drag, drop. That's it. So I've already got these added in. And I don't have this pre-planned, so I don't know what looks best, but I just want to show you guys the gist of what I would do personally. So I really like this Christmas tree, right? I'm going to go ahead and make it really small. And then I'm going to just pattern it across the bottom. And I mean, you can take more time and try to make it perfect. Right now, obviously, like, I don't want you guys to have to like watch me for an hour do this, but do you get the gist of what we're doing here? Like, so I don't want one that's cut off. So what I might do is select all of them. You see how like one of the trees is cut off there? What I'm going to do is over here on my layers, I'm going to highlight all of the trees. And then I'm going to hit Control T, which if you're in Photoshop, it's like Control Alt T. And I'm just going to make it smaller until it fits in. You see what I did there? I just dragged the corner. And then boom, first row done. How easy was that? And then I'm going to merge all these layers. And I'm going to call this tree bottom row. And then I'm just going to duplicate it and move it to the top as well. So how about that? Not bad. Next, let's do the snow globes. Same deal. Make it small. You make it similar to the tree in size. And maybe we don't line it up exactly. So we could do something like this. Just duplicating. I'll merge, duplicate. Looks like missed one. I'm just going to manually. Here we go. Boom. I think that looks good. What do you say? Merge these. Snow globe, bottom row. And then duplicate. All right. So this is literally all I was planning on doing. Hopefully, you see how simple it is. We didn't even have to design these. We just went and grabbed them public domain vectors. If you want to do reindeer, you can. I don't think it really fits as well. We've got the gifts here. We've got Santa. So maybe we'll do some Santa Claus. And you know what I might do is, no, I'll leave it as is. All right. And by the way, they don't have to be like a perfect science of like spacing and equal numbers and stuff like that. Like you can do, you know, you can do variations, whatever you think looks best. Or you know what we could do is alternate the GIFs with Santa. So Santa bottom row, duplicate, maybe offset this one to the side. All right, and then do the GIFs. Maybe make the GIFs a little, I mean, I'm going to make them a little bit smaller for a little contrast between big Santa head, small gift, big Santa head, small gift. I just think that looks okay. Looks pretty good. Claudine asked, what shortcut key do you use to resize the graphics? So if you're in Photoshop, you can just do Control T. If you're in Photopea, it has to be Control Alt T because Control T in your web browser will open a new tab. So they had to do Control Alt T. All right, we got the GIFs. Duplicate layer. And bam. How about that? I mean, it's not, like I said, how long did it take me to do this? 5 minutes? Like, I know y'all can probably make one that looks better, but for what it's worth, like, this will sell. This is not like bad to the point where it won't sell. This will sell. This will make sales. And by the way, look, turn off red, turn on green. How about that? It looks great on both. So we're covered. Bet you it even looks good on white too. Yeah, it does. So you can make 3 versions. So next is, what do we put in the middle? And hey, this is where it's completely up to us. Honestly, I like to scale out my designs. I like to, like, for instance, let me just reiterate one thing that I think is really important. Personally, I think it's really important. So you can disagree and it's no problem. But like, if put it this way, if I caught the most recent Amazon merch tier up and I went from tier 100 to 500 and I have 20 upload slots a day, I am so sure personally, even though it can't really be proven without split testing in a separate universe where you do the opposite, but like, I am quite sure that I will make more money by uploading 20 shirts a day, even if it means uploading a green version, a red version, and a white version. I'm so sure I'll make more money doing that than I will by spending more time on a single design and only uploading one of my 20 per day. So please take that into account with your strategy if you have upload slots on Amazon merch, which I think merch should be top priority. That being said, also, you know, maximize your coverage on the additional websites. That's why I talk about upload automation. You can spend all day manually uploading, and that's time that you're not spending doing more designs or more research or, you know, whatever else, or just enjoying life. So, you know, this is the month where it counts the most. If you want to grab a 1-month license to upload automation from Merch Titans or Flying Upload or wherever POD connects, like, this is the time to consider doing that. Okay, so let's look at some niches now that we can enter. So you can just put Merry Christmas. You can just do 2020 Merry Christmas. So where's the 2020 toilet paper? What did I do with it? That's weird. I don't know what I did with my 2020 toilet paper design. There it is. So, I mean, I don't think that's like the best. I personally would probably find a way to make this a little bit better. But just to give you the gist of how I would do this, I'd still probably do something like, just as a quick design, like say like 2020, then add some text. Actually, I already have a text layer here. do something like this. I mean, this is just impact font. I just kept it simple here. I like impact. Like I think impact sells. Well, I know impact sells because I've sold a bunch, but also, you know, you can find a font that you like. I like distressed fonts a lot too. The Edmund texture, for instance, kind of looks like a snow. It has like a little bit of a snow vibe. So I mean, look at this. 2020 Merry Christmas. Save that, you know, turn off the background layer, save. Then upload it to Amazon merch red shirt, Amazon merch green shirt, Amazon merch white shirt if you want to. Maybe not white actually, but you can see here. And then you can also obviously turn off the 2020 and then just make a non-2020 version. It just says Merry Christmas. And then what I would always recommend doing is scaling the design portion out to both sides like that. So hopefully you guys get the gist of what I was after here. So that would be a quick way of doing one design. Again, easily uploaded to 2 different colors. Then we move on. 2020 is elfed up. So if we wanted to, you could come here and say elf, you know, find an elf graphic or even an elf hat, you know. And then we could say something like 2020 is elfed up. Bring down the font size a little bit. "2020 is elfed up." You know, you guys know I like to use as much of the real estate as possible. So can we get this to closer to the edges? I think that's pretty close. So now we have our 2020 toilet paper. Let's bring it down. And then what I was kind of envisioning was grabbing the elf hat, which by the way, this isn't how I would normally do it. I would normally download the actual vector, but since we're on the live stream, for time's sake, I'm just going to do it, keep it simple. So what you just saw me do is not optimal. You want to hit download and grab the vector and then actually move the vector in, but I'm doing it this way for time's sake. All right, a magic wand off the background. And, you know, put the 2020 with the elf hat on. Or, you know, you can put it on the, you know, somewhere on the design. You see what I was doing there? Or you can even grab, like, if you want to, you can experiment. I mean, it takes 2 seconds to grab these pre-made graphics from All Sunsets, and you could consider, you know, putting a laughing Christmas elf on there too if you wanted to. Maybe I'd add like a stroke there. See, not bad. 2020 is elfed up. Stephanie asked if we should upload Christmas designs to black t-shirts. The issue with black is that when you offer it on black, it defaults to black. If you think it's going to sell best on black, by all means do it. But I'm always thinking, like, how can we differentiate ourselves? And often you can differentiate yourself by selling a shirt that actually fits the theme more. So in this case, it's like a win-win to me. We look different in search results because look, first row black, second row black, third row black, fourth row black, fifth row black, sixth row black. You know, we can be the only red or green shirt on page 1 and have a color that fits the theme. So I'm a fan of that. But also, you know, there's no harm done if you have the upload slot in uploading to black. But what I'm thinking along the lines of is just like, if you can differentiate yourself, take advantage of that. So how you use your upload slots is up to you, but I see no harm done in uploading to red or green since it's Christmas and we know that those colors are very closely associated. So what else can we do? Quarantine Christmas 2020. Make the 2020 bigger. Where is this? Quarantine can reduce the letter spacing in Photoshop too. Use this character pane in Photoshop, this little flyout thing. You can reduce the letter spacing. So that's what I just did there. So I took it from 0 to -30. Maybe I'll try like -10. Nope, it's not enough. Maybe -15. Wait, did it just -10? Here we go. So quarantine, move that to the top. Just going to duplicate for another text layer. Quarantine. By the way, if it looks too bunched up, you can always make adjustments. Like I might do like make this Christmas smaller and change the font size. I was picturing something. I was picturing in my head something like cursive, but maybe this will do. So quarantine Christmas 2020. Depending on like normally I'd say upload and offer a lot of colors, but depending on the competitiveness of the space you're entering, I think it's okay to restrict something like colors to stand out, because if you optimize a design for just one color, you can really make it look good. So if it's like a black shirt, and we know we're only going to offer it on black, well, then we can, let me see, where's the red? We can, change the color of text, for instance, from just white. We can say like quarantine Christmas 2020. So maybe I'll do this with green and do something like that. And then list this on a black t-shirt. By the way, you can also offer these designs on Christmas sweaters, hoodies, etc. You know what I mean? You don't have to restrict it to just t-shirts, because it is that time of year, obviously, where people are cold, for lack of a better word. So, you saw how it took me maybe 1 minute to crank out another design, and now we're in the quarantine Christmas 2020 niche. So let's move on from this. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, this is really what I had envisioned for design. We created a nice Christmas template. And again, like the template is this, right? The template is what we've created here, where we can just swap out the interior and enter a new niche with a nice looking Christmas design. And I mean, this is to me like just keeping it simple, scaling out a lot of designs, occupying a lot of real estate with quality that fits the niche, and doing it with minimal resistance. This is what I'm all about, honestly. But like once you've filled your Amazon merch upload slots, if you don't really feel the need to like be pushing constantly to Etsy and to Redbubble, you can do something different and spend an hour on a single design. I'm not trying to talk you out of that, but like it doesn't make sense to me to spend an hour on one design if you've got 400 upload slots available on merch and you're not hitting your 50 a day on Redbubble, or even like 5 to 10 a day on Redbubble. I mean, this should put that into more of a reasonable expectation when you can create a template and then just kind of add text. By the way, the text that I used, if you're wondering, for quarantine, the one that I said was a little bit of like Christmassy, is called Edmund texture, EDMUND texture. I design a shirt that has the word quarantine in it. It's been 4 days, and it's still under review. Yeah, because if you submit it on Amazon merch over the weekend, it's going to go into like a really long manual review. So that's a weekend thing. Typically it's like 24 hours, but with the weekend, there's a huge backstop of reviews. So it might not even happen on Monday. It might happen on Tuesday as a result. So no worries there. But also, just in case you guys are wondering, like I personally on my merch account don't want to list shirts that have anything to do with quarantine or COVID. Like I don't want to say quarantine, and I for sure don't want to say COVID because I know that's a rejection. But like even the word quarantine, I personally don't want to. Plus, like honestly, as a just side note, like I'm not a fan of the of locking down healthy people and destroying the economy, because for every 1% rise in unemployment, there's like 30 to 50,000 deaths associated with that. And it's not like overnight, but it's over time. So something that they don't tell you on the mainstream media. but they do know. They know it's true. So, yeah. All right. Let's talk keywords now. Now for keywords, again, let's keep it simple. Do you guys remember? Well, this was only for my merch group, but in my Amazon merch group, I did a Halloween live stream and didn't pre-plan anything. We did a completely organic research, design, keywords, kind of like we're doing now. And we came up with a product that we called Karen Halloween Costume. Speak to the manager, funny meme. Now, let me just show you why we did this. You see the first set of keywords that we did? We researched on Amazon and we saw that people were typing in, and by the way, this is a separate Chrome extension. It's called AMZ Suggestion Expander. Now, this isn't required because Amazon still has an autocomplete built in, but AMZ Suggestion Expander is free and it expands the autocomplete from Amazon. So I came up here and I typed in like Karen, and notice it says Karen costume. I just realized I don't even have DS or AMZ Suggestion Expander installed. So I use like 4 different versions of Google Chrome, and I try to mix and match which ones I use for like live streaming, for instance. So that's why I didn't have that. All right, ready? Karen. And you'll notice here, it says Karen Halloween costume. And by the way, like if you just want to see an example, you can type in like garlic press and you should see, it's like malfunctioning. Hold up. All right, garlic press. Weird. Oh, wait, I spelled it wrong. Garlic press. You see it does like keywords before, keywords after, and then in the gray, it's long tail keywords. So it's a great way of seeing what people are searching on Amazon. All right. Now, what we did was we basically said Karen, and then we might have said like Karen Halloween. Well, we did the search merch tool, right? And we typed in like Karen, and the Karen shirts had been selling, but then because it was approaching Halloween, the top listings were saying Karen Halloween costume. So we borrowed that suggestion from them. We validated it using AMZ Suggestion Expander. And you can see like Karen Halloween costume for women, Karen Halloween costume shirt. Perfect for Amazon merch right there. So what we did is, and you see I highlighted it in the box there, Karen Halloween costume, comma. Now the next set of keywords we wanted to target, speak to the manager. So we're trying to either match exactly what someone is searching. So in this case, Karen Halloween costume. That can be an exact match for what a lot of people were searching. Speak to the manager. Now, most people probably aren't searching just speak to the manager, but that can be a phrase match. So they may say, Karen, speak to the manager. Boom. Now we've got a phrase match, right? But we also have almost an exact match because we have Karen right there too. First word in the title. And then after that, we had some extra characters remaining. So we typed in funny meme. So now we should be indexed, even though it's not an exact phrase. It's not an exact phrase in the title, but you see we have funny Karen Halloween costume meme speak to the manager. So we're assisting the Amazon algorithm in figuring out what keywords to associate our listing with. That's the initial thing that we do before we have any sales, right? We're saying, hey, Amazon, when someone searches this stuff, think about including our listing in search results. And then after that, the sales speak for themselves. So we drive a sale. Now the Amazon algorithm is like, okay, pay attention right there. That drew a sale. They searched, they clicked, they added to cart, they bought. So the rest is kind of history. You need the customers to assist you. But with this listing that we created, I mean, that was my best seller in October. I mean, I made it available on a bunch of different products, but it made me a couple $100 profit. And we did it live on the live stream. So this stuff works. It's not guaranteed, but again, it works. Like we did good keyword targeting, and that's what really pushed us over the edge. Ali asked, how can we bulk check words for trademark automation? So if I'm logged in, I can show you real quick. I use Merch Informer. I don't know of any other way. So here on Merch Informer, you can come to trademarks and then trademark alerts. All right, you see here with trademark alerts, what you can do here, it says insert each phrase keyword on a new line. You can copy paste 1,000 lines right there and then hit save and then hit check trademarks right here. It'll take a couple minutes, but eventually you should be able to scroll down and you see this safe column, how there's little check marks there. You just do a quick scroll and look for a red X. And that's what you need to avoid. By the way, it's not a perfect science, but I don't know any other way than this to do it in bulk. So it's a great question. And that's the best answer I have. So if you find a better way, let me know. I know flying upload. Actually, I wasn't supposed to say anything about this, but I'll let you guys know since it's like a closed group here. Flying Upload is also releasing some trademark checker like this week, supposedly, if they don't push it back. So they may have something like this, but until I see it and use it, I can't say for sure. But I know Flying Upload's working on something similar. Okay, so that's it for keywords. The big thing for keywords, guys, is front load your listing title. Your title carries the most weight. Front load your listing title with your primary keywords as close as possible to how people would search them. So in this case, with our Christmas thing, I might say funny Christmas 2020, because it's not like when we push a new product on funny Christmas 2020, do you think we're going to rank on page 1? No, we're not. But we're assisting the algorithm in saying, hey, this is a funny Christmas 2020 shirt. Oh, and by the way, the sub niche is, and then follow up with the sub niche. So funny Christmas 2020 would be primaries, just like we did Karen Halloween costume. The secondary sub niche, in this case, I need to speak to the manager, or in this case, quarantine Christmas. Where's the? Did I break this? Where'd the Christmas text go? Quarantine Christmas 2020. So that's what it was. It blended in with the background. So this is like funny Christmas 2020. Or actually, how about this? You probably wouldn't say funny Christmas 2020, because if the design itself says quarantine Christmas 2020, you don't need to get double indexed on the word Christmas or double indexed on the word 2020. It doesn't work that way. So you don't need to duplicate keywords. But if this was like, something else like 2020 is elfed up, then you might say like funny Christmas 2020 is elfed up. Funny Christmas 2020 is elfed up, and just don't put the comma in. So hopefully that's a good example. All right, and then we got to wrap soon, guys. So we got time for Q&A. But I just wanted to remind you, it's crunch time. It is crunch time right now. I mean, honestly, the whole year leading up to this is crunch time, but it's crunch time right now. Like if you can't get motivated to find the time to get some designs up every single day right now in the best time of year to make sales, like reevaluate why you're doing this. And I mean, honestly, like you can also, there is an alternative. You do not need to do Christmas designs and chase trends. I just wanted to assist you. If you want to maximize your earning potential for the next month in the near future, this is your best bet. All right. And we validated that again, using the search merch tool and seeding it with some good keywords related to funny Christmas 2020. But you can also, you can also just hit search t-shirts with no keywords and you'll see a lot of the best sellers right now. And this is a good way of indicating like what's on the rise. But it comes as no surprise that holiday shirts are going to be on the rise, guys. We know that's what's on people's minds. So try to find the time, try to get excited about it. Do yourself a favor and create something scalable, something reusable. If you want, like I'll let you guys download this template. I don't mind. I'll put it on. I'm going to post this replay to the courses where we have lectures for the live streams. So here on Amazon merch, I have this lecture already created. And here in the dropship print on demand, I will post it underneath here. I also need to grab the first live stream and post it under here because I forgot to add it. But I'll put the template here, the PSD, and I'll put the PNG too, in case you guys aren't using Photopea or Photoshop. Tips on tagging scalable designs. Sure, if that's implying like Redbubble, then I would honestly, well, okay. if we're talking Redbubble and you're talking scalable, the way I personally do it is I use a very generic approach to tags, because the alternative is you doing a manual approach. And it's up to you to decide like how your time is best spent. If it's best spent on doing manual tags for something in a hyper competitive space where tags probably won't make the difference, if we're being honest, because it's a function of your competition. But if you're in a less competitive space, you can spend more time on the tags because that might actually get you there. But if it's like, hey, I've got the next Christmas 2020 shirt, okay, on Redbubble. By the way, Redbubble, keep in mind, guys, lowest barrier of entry. You can't ignore that. It has the lowest barrier of entry. Like, part of why I do so well on Seller Central is because it has a much higher barrier of entry. Even though it's not like the people who sell on Redbubble can't get on Seller Central, they can, but for whatever reason, people get deterred. So I prioritize Seller Central. And then also, that reminds me, we need to do a hat embroidery. So give me 2 seconds just to log in here to my demo account. All right, here we go. So I got my demo Printful account here. And I'm just going to hit new order. So these are just my like demo. This is my demo account for things like live streams. Pretend that I'm adding a product to a store. I'm just going to hit new order for now, though. All right, so this is how you add hats. And there's 2 ways, all right? Let me actually show you, and it's only going to take a couple minutes. So I'm going to come to Printful. You'll notice that if you go to new products, the hats are right here. So I click hats. The way I always do it is at a minimum, I offer 2 hats. The Snapback Yupong 6007, because it's $13.95 base cost. So I'm always going to be adding that because it's a low base cost as far as Printful hats go. And then also the classic dad hat Yupong 6245. This one sells probably the best. Okay. And then I'll select all colors, although I can't do that right now because I'm creating an order. But if you're pushing this to a store, you can select all colors. So I would select all colors except white. All right. And then you can either upload a design. And when I do my Printful hat designs, by the way, this is how I do it. So you see, if I turn off everything here, which I don't really want to do, but let's just say I want to grab the word Christmas. Okay. So what I will do is I'll take the text and I'll merge it with a new layer. So I right click and merge layer. So that rasterizes this layer, because if it's just text, I can't copy paste it. And I want to be able to copy paste it. So I just made that on its own like bitmap layer now. Now what I do is I highlight it, cut it, go to File, New, Create, Paste. Notice that in doing this, Photoshop cuts out any additional pixel space to the top, to the bottom, to the left, to the right. And then I'll turn off the background and I'll export as PNG. Then what I'll do is I'll come to choose file and upload it. The reason you do this is because it will automatically expand either vertically or horizontally to the maximum, to occupy the maximum real estate when you do it that way. So I really recommend doing it that way. Alternatively, you can just add your own text here. They have their own text tool. The benefit of doing it this way, guys, and you can change your thread color down here too. So we can make it like red, green, whatever. The benefit of doing it this way is that they charge you less when you get your embroidery digitization fee. I believe it's like $3 or $2.50, or could be, it's in the range of like $2.50 to $3.50. So this is the way I recommend doing it if you want to save. But I mean, personally, the way I do it, I just pay the extra because I like doing it in Photoshop exactly how I like it. And so I'll just do this method where I export the PNG from Photoshop. I always do what I showed you there, which is bring it to a new one. It reduces the extra space horizontally, vertically. And that's it. That's all you have to do for embroidery designs. I mean, you can do more complicated designs, but you don't need to. You can just do text. I mean, seriously, 90% of the ones I sell is text. It's so simple. But again, you know, it's like you already know. You guys that know me, you know. When I hear the word simple, I'm like, light bulb, ding. That's the way I want to do it. I don't want to overcomplicate things. By keeping it simple, it allows me to get more done, right? And if my goal is to make money and I reverse engineer that goal, I strongly believe that me doing more makes me more money than me doing less, but calling it a quality design. When in reality, you can create quality designs and do them quickly, as I showed you here with the Christmas template. So that's really what I wanted to cover. I actually have a call at 12. So this is a chance for you guys to ask any questions real quick before I hop off. And then while you ask, I'm going to email the person that I need to join on this call. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys have a really good Q4. Messaging the guy that I need to hop on a call with. Can you put the same design on embroidery hats? Embroidery has limitations as far as graphics go. So you can't put like complex graphics on hats. That's why I usually keep it simple. But here's the thing that you can do. You can like grab a design from public domain vectors, for instance, and you can download it and then you can upload it to a hat. And what Printful will do is try to find similar colors and they'll automatically match it to the thread color that they have. So I recommend you guys experiment with this. All right. Like, let me see if I have designs uploaded. This is weird. Why is there no? There should have been more designs in this account. So anyways, I uploaded a complex graphic here and you can see that it's like only able to do 3 colors from the existing thread colors. Even though that graphic was like pretty complex, it was like a gradient of like pinks, reds, oranges, yellows. So if we do this on embroidery, this is how it comes out. And by the way, it will actually look different like when that gets pushed. It just hasn't generated like an actual mock-up. There you go. It took a second. But you saw there but also you don't want to do designs that have like very thin gaps because that won't work. How do we change the background of these hats to make them pop on Etsy? You can just magic wand it. I've magic wanded 500 plus of these hat mock-ups. So you can literally just like, you'll notice here though, it kept this gray, but look, you can just click it again and click it again and then boom, done. And then these corners, sometimes there's a gray corner, but that's all you need to do right there. That's a great question. I do like that you asked that because yeah, definitely make it pop, make it stand out. Claudine, going to get the best sellers that are text designs on a hat. Brilliant. I love that. Seriously. Also, I mean, there's no harm done in taking the funny Christmas, taking some of these niches. 2020 is elfed up. Put that on a hat. Is that probably going to make you a lot of money? Probably not. But does it have a chance of making you some sales? Absolutely. You know, just be thinking like that. Think outside the box a little bit. I'm sure you can think of your own funny hat too for Christmas 2020. I mean, I don't know how many people wear hats for Christmas, but I mean, non-Christmas hats, you know? Any other questions? Let me see. Oh, and by the way, just because I kind of briefly went over the question about tagging scalable designs that Mikio asked. Mikio, if you come to the bonus section of the courses down here where it says cataloging your design data, like in here where I teach you how to do the Excel variables, I just have an Excel variable function that plugs in the primary keywords. And that way my tags aren't awful. You know what I mean? But it's also can be done at a scalable level. And I mean, I don't see an alternative without it being a manual process. However, I do know, and I can't say anything else about this. I can't even tell you who's doing the development, but there will be an absolute game-changing platform for all print on demand coming out in 2021 that will be able to create really perfect tags at scale, and it won't be a manual process. All right. That is coming. but I can't say anything more about that. So it's been in development for, it's not even out, and it's already out, and it's already generating like crazy buzz between like industry elites, and they've already, I don't know how much I can say, but they've received some crazy offers to be bought out, and they're not even live. It's not even in beta. So it's going to be absolutely crazy when that comes out. All right, so I'm not seeing any new questions, guys, so I'm going to pop off, but as usual, stay active in the comments, stay active in the course. Any questions that you want to ask me, you can always shoot me an email, shoot me a message, or if it'll benefit more people, just post it in the Facebook group so that everybody can benefit from it. But I hope this helps with your sales, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. And hope you guys, oh yeah, and I'm going to put this Christmas template in the course on the live stream lectures in case you want to download this as a PSD or a PNG. All right. And you know what I'll even do is I'll share these graphics with you since they're from public domain vectors. I should be able to do that. All right, guys. So take care.